back to Will It Start? I'm your host, Steve from V&S Customs, and today, our contestant, our returning champion, the 1989 Corvette, our trickle charger showing a yellow light on the front. It has not gone green for a couple days. Usually this is a sign to me that the battery has died, or is going. It is from February 2015. It's about 6 years old. So now, I ask you all, will it start? Let's find out. First thing to do, unplug the trickle charger. And now, to answer that question, wow, it started. I just tried it 2 minutes ago and it didn't start. It was dead. In any event, I know this battery's shot. I'm taking it out because it would not just start. That's because it's already been primed once. If I try it again, I don't think it's going to crank. Let's see. Barely got her over. Once again, I'm a loser either way, and will it start? Because I am selling this car, and I don't want the new buyer to have any problems with the battery. So we are going to change the battery on this car. So we're going to get started with that now. Let's take a look at what we're going to need. I got to try this one more time. I swear it didn't start. It was dead. We're going to need a T30 Torx to get all the screws out from right here in the wheel well. Let me turn my light on. So there should be 3. I only have 2. I also have a Greenwood kit in this vet, so I'm going to have to remove the bottom bolt down there to get the ground effect to lower a little bit. There's a 10 millimeter bolt right here, and then there should be another 10 millimeter bolt down in here, but because the ground effect here is blocking me, I'm going to have to lower a little bit to get to it. And then an 8 millimeter socket to get the battery out. So first thing I'm going to do is use the Torx. I'm going to remove the Torx screws here, and then I think there might be an 8 millimeter bolt down there. I'll get that off too, and then we'll see if we can access the bolt underneath the panel. So pro tip here, you can, if your car still does start, you can turn the wheel in to better access those bolts. And let's try one last time on will it start. Well, there's the click of doom, so I'm going to have to muscle it over the steering wheel without any power steering. The bottom bolt was 10 millimeter also. That was down here in the bottom corner for the ground effect. I now have that loose enough. I can get to that 10 millimeter that is wedged up in the bottom of that. I still have to take this one off. If you do have a Greenwood kit car like mine, there are Phillips head screws here. There's 1, 2, 3 of them. That lets you loosen this enough to get to that bottom 10 millimeter. I'm going to remove this now. It's best if you have a ratcheting or if you have a ratcheting wrench to get in there to get it. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep getting in one turn at a time to loosen it. And then this whole piece here will come right off. So I have it off. Thing to remember here is when you're doing this bottom bolt here, do not take it all the way off. Do the top one first and the ones along the side, and then slowly loosen this one and keep trying to pull the panel off. Once you have it loose enough, the panel will come right off. If you take this bolt out, you're going to have a nightmare of a time trying to get that back in. For reassembly, you're just going to slide the panel back on over it. You can see how it's open-ended here, and it allows you to do that. Now, this battery's been changed before by the previous owner. The old man, I remember when I bought the car, said he had a nightmare of a time trying to do this. Took me a whole 10 minutes, no big deal. But looks like he didn't put the battery tie down back on, and is also missing one of the ground effect screws. So you should have a battery tie down right there to use. Usually it's like a 1/2 inch bolt or something similar, 13 millimeter I think. You're going to want to remove that first, and then use your 8 millimeter under your 2 battery terminals. So I'm going to do that now, take the battery terminals off, and then we're just going to slide the battery out this way. You can't pick it up because I think this is the cruise control here is in the way, the vacuum for that. And here's our battery out of the car. I was going to take the Hellcat to go do this, but the skies are not cooperating, so I think we're going to have to take the Durango over there. So I'm going to zip on down to the auto store now and get a new battery. Okay, so our new battery is in. Remember to put down your battery tie-down strap in the back. And before you put everything back together, it's a wise decision here on these cars to make sure it starts. So once again, we will play Will It Start? Fire right up. So now, just reverse everything you did. Put the panel back on first, do the bottom screw first, make sure, or bottom nut first, make sure that's on there nice and good. You want to have the door closed and make sure you have a good gap there so when you open your door, you don't hit the side of the panel. I'm going to put this together and show that now. I have it all back together now. And you see here, we have a nice gap here. And when I open the door, it does not interfere with the battery panel there. It's all good. Like I said, this can slide back and forth over here. So the last thing to note here is, after you put the panel back on, make sure you got this as flush as possible. When I first did it, it was sticking out pretty far, so I had to come back and readjust it again. So thank you for joining me for this edition of Will It Start. We'll see you next time, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Take care, everyone. So yeah, some of you may have noticed, we have the new ride is here, the 2016 Purple Hellcat. This was my neighbor Kevin's vehicle. You may have seen at the end of some of the other videos we've had. I was able to sell our 2016 Corvette and pick this lovely beast up. We're going to start it up now. I got to bring it a little bit forward here in the pro shop to make some room behind us, and before we tackle some things with the Thunderbird. One thing I will say, it is a lot more comfortable than the Corvette, the C7 we had. Let's start her up. Oh, it sounds so good. So angry. Alright, nothing like 700 horsepower to go 15 feet in the pro shop. And there we go. Nice. So be on the lookout for some upcoming content with the Hellcat. We're going to be doing a rear deckage stripe that goes down the side of the quarter panel. It's got the Hellcat picture on the side of it. I have the vinyl for it. Just waiting for Dr. Detroit to re-emerge from the depths of the abyss. Miss you, Doctor. Hope to see you soon, buddy. Oh, look who joined us, Professor Roy. How you doing, Roy? Buddy. So you're in luck. I was able to get the battery changed in the Vette, so now I think we can take the style line out. So in a companion video here, yesterday Roy and I did the valve covers over on the style line. We had to give the RTV gasket maker 24 hours to dry. That has now dried. The engine looks amazing now, Roy. The red and chrome and everything. It's come a long way since, what, November last year?
New jewelry box.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the wire looms you did look great. It really hides all the 30 wires we had going everywhere, all the rainbow of colors.
You mean the spaghetti?
Yeah, this looks great. So be on the lookout for that video. You can see us do the valve cover job, and also we're going to do a ride along now, so you can actually experience the jet wash of the torque thrust supercharger.
And the noise.
If you're lucky, you'll be able to hear us talk too. And following this, Roy and I now are going to begin filming for the Thunderbird here. It's quite the grease trap underneath. We're going to clean this girl up, get all the grease out from underneath it, and then take a look at all the things we got to redo on it. Power steering line, transmission line. We might revisit that coolant hose too that we previously clamped. So, lots of good things on the way. Say goodbye to YouTube, Roy.
Bye, YouTube.